Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Ware Wendell, Executive Director of Texas Watch, testifying neutral. Texans are paying more for less. That's been the case for 20 years now when it comes to homeowners and auto insurance. The insurance industry has shifted us into higher and higher deductibles, away from set dollar deductibles up to percentage deductibles, as high as 5%. So we're having to insure more and more of the loss. We've seen reductions in coverage for water and for roofs, Representative Metcalf. They've shifted us away from replacement costs for many people over to actual cash value, where you're going to be paying the cost of that depreciation. You've heard about the 20% plus rate increases for homeowners and auto. What we've seen is rates keep going up. You hear from the insurance industry, oh, we're suffering losses. But in the years when they aren't, the rates don't come back down. And they're not forced to come back down either. During the pandemic, we were all stuck at home, most of us. We weren't driving on the roads. We said to TDI, please review all the rates and order reductions where you need to. They did not do that, and I'm looking at their report here. The net underwriting profit for the auto industry that year, $2.8 billion. Taken out of our pockets, taken out of your constituents' pockets. I've given you a couple of examples of what's happening for publicly traded insurance companies, Exhibits 1, 2, and 3, Allstate, Travelers, and Chubb. In the last year, the stock market likes them as a bet. And Exhibit 4, you've got a statement here from the CEO of Chubb's, Evan Greenberg. For the first time in a long time at Chubb, we're at a place where half of our income is coming from underwriting and half from investment returns. Investment income will continue to grow. That's very important. You hear about losses, but we know the insurance business model is built on investing our money in the stock market. They call it the float. That's why Warren Buffett owns so many insurance companies. I've given you the language on file and use, and it's a blanket statement. They can file it and start using it. And excerpts on the last time that I saw TDI really fight the rates. And a large company, State Farm, dragged them through court for over 10 years. Some of y'all remember that because you were here for it. I don't know that TDI has been fighting those in court. You've got, off of their own website here, no filings were disapproved in 2023. The concern there, of course, is if we're just getting to an agreement with everybody, are we leaving money on the table that your constituents are paying for? There's a lot of anger out there. If things don't change, we're going to get more of the same.
Thank you. Members, questions? Chairman Metcalf.
Ware, thank you for your comments. And, if any of y'all are paying attention to what's happening in Florida, I don't think we're far behind that. I've heard plenty on this panel. It's not a rosy picture as it may seem here in Texas regarding insurance. I think this is something very serious, and we all hear from our constituents about property taxes, infrastructure, water. You can add this one to the list. This is coming right down our pipe. So whoever out there can do something about it, if you've got recommendations, I want to hear about it. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, if I may.
Okay, go right ahead, Representative.
Yes, if I could clarify with you, this was really helpful, by the way, to speak to what goes on with publicly traded insurance companies. But am I correct in understanding that we have a number of insurers in Texas who are of kind of a farm mutual or base system that are not publicly traded?
Correct. You have mutual companies, reciprocal companies. I'm sorry. Ware Wendell with Texas Watch. Yes, you have different business forms in insurance companies.
And is it your understanding that they're also faced with a lot of challenges that have increased their rates to their consumers as well?
I would like to be assured that the rates are getting scrubbed as closely as they possibly can, and where they need to be disapproved, that process is undertaken. And I'm concerned that that's not happening right now.
I suppose I'm just wanting to clarify that it's not just a problem for consumers who do business with these companies who might be seeing some nice returns for their shareholders, but it's also a problem for mutual companies whose shareholders are their members, correct?
Yes, and to be clear, we want insurance companies in the state, we wanted them to make a profit. What we don't want is them to make an excessive profit on a product that we're forced to buy, because we don't have a free market here. We don't have free market dynamics. These are contracts of adhesion presented to us on a take it or leave it basis. So those market dynamics are skewed here. That's why we have to protect consumers even more.
What we're doing is charging you to come in with some concepts to help. And I know all your industry does. Now, I will say Charlie has come up with the concept. Here's a specific on that proposal. And I will tell the members, we have some members that have also said, look at rainy day fund concept. Is there a way to use it? Don't know, but just want you to know what certain members have raised. But I do think we have to do a report, and so we kind of want to charge you all to get with your groups and then propose some concepts here. And I think that's what everybody's asking. You know, we got a volatile situation, but you all are the experts that can help. Thank you all.
Thank you.